All right, so let's start with our next module, which would be a discussion for gonorrhea, genital herpes, syphilis, and your chlamydia. Okay. Let's start with gonorrhea. So gonorrhea is also known as CLAP. All right, it's also known as GC infection, or when we say preventable STI, that pertains to your gonorrhea. Gonorrhea is a sexually transmitted infection, which is caused by the microorganism Neisseria gonorrhoeae, okay, which is a gram-negative diplococcus that infects the mucous membranes of the genitals, the rectum, the throat, and the eyes. Okay? So the causative agent for gonorrhea would be your Neisseria gonorrhoeae. Neisseria gonorrhoeae, a gram-negative, kidney-shaped, coffee-shaped diplococcus. So pag sinabi natin diplococcus, pag sinabi natin coccus, okay, mga circle, mga sphere-shaped yan. And then diplo, laging dalawa. Okay, mga ganyan. Yan. Ito, na dalawa silang spheres. Okay? Okay, so mode of transmission for um, gonorrhea, which be mainly would be sexual contact, okay, through vaginal, anal, and oral. Okay, so vaginal, male to female, okay, tapos anal, yung mga homosexual activities, and oral sexual contact. Okay, we also have your perinatal transmission, especially during childbirth, right? So we anticipate, okay, the transmission of gonorrhea during childbirth, especially if it is a childbirth through vaginal delivery. Okay, because the newborn can acquire the disease ophthalmia neonatorum. Okay, so ophthalmia neonatorum can be prevented by giving sulfadiazines, okay, and also your other antibiotics, okay, as prophylaxis. Okay, also, it could be caused by auto-inoculation. When we say auto-inoculation, that would be contamination from your hands to your eyes. Okay. The incubation period for gonorrhea would be 2 to 7 days, but it may extend up to 14 days. So um, before 2 to 7 days, that would be a flu-like or catarrhal symptom. Okay, a feeling of parang may sakit ka because there is massive and extensive proliferation of bacteria into your system. Right? So we have your clinical manifestations. The clinical manifestations may manifest in males, in females, also your systemic gonorrhea. Okay? Pag sinabi kasi natin, usually females, akala natin hindi sila nagmamanifest ng gonorrhea. However often asymptomatic, nagkukos pa rin to ng classical signs and symptoms in females, and also females have higher risk or of complications of gonorrhea. And let's start with the signs and symptoms of gonorrhea. So in males, we have your urethritis with thick, purulent yellow-green discharge. Okay, it does not usually start with a thick, purulent yellow-green discharge. Okay, it starts as something na parang kunyari magpapakonsult sa inyo yung mga friends ninyo, no? Masakit yung ihi ko. Right? I have difficulty and pain during urination. What would be the next question for you? Your next assessment would be, meron bang parang discharge? Okay? Or parang merong bang tumutulo or merong mga lumalabas ba sa'yo na nakikita mo sa brief mo? Okay? Or sa panty mo? Okay? Kapag ganon, okay, minsan mga yellowish lang yan or mga whitish pa, yellow-white at hindi pa siya thick, purulent yellow-green discharge. Okay, that would be the classic start of your gonorrhea. However, if untreated, it would develop into a thick, purulent yellow-green discharge with the inflammation of the urethra. Okay, and also you have dysuria, a painful, burning sensation when you are urinating, testicular pain caused by epididymitis, okay, or inflammation of the epididymis because of the proliferation of the bacteria into that area. Okay, also, your swollen or tender lymph nodes in the groin because of the affectation and intervention of the lymph organs or the lymph nodes. Okay? So makikita natin usually ang signs and symptoms of gonorrhea in males. Okay? Mas may encounter natin ito kaysa sa mga females. Okay? However, in females, they are often asymptomatic, sabi nga natin kanina. Okay? They do not usually develop signs and symptoms of the disease, but they have the bacteria inside of them. Okay? So therefore, they have higher risk of complications. Okay? And complications would and signs and symptoms would include increased purulent vaginal discharge. So medyo madami po ang discharges kapag females ang nagkaroon ng signs and symptoms or clinical manifestation of gonorrhea. Okay, dysuria, again, painful urination, burning sensation upon urination, lower abdominal or pelvic pain that would extend, nag-extend siya sa lower legs, okay, and sa thighs. Okay, intermenstrual bleeding, ibig sabihin hindi mo pa naman oras para mag-mens, pero may bleeding ka na. That would be a cause of affectation as well. Dyspareunia, sabi nga natin, dyspareunia is pain during intercourse. Okay? So kapag ipipilit ni partner mo na mag-intercourse kayo, kahit meron kang gonorrhea, you would experience dyspareunia. Okay? Also, possible progression, okay, to pelvic inflammatory disease or PID. So this is a complication of your gonorrhea. Hmm. Okay, pag sinabi nating rectal gonorrhea, okay, especially if the sexual intercourse, the sexual method would be anal, okay, you would have anal discharge because your anal mucosa would be infected. It would be the main affectation of your gonorrheal invasion. Okay, that would lead to pruritus, intense pruritus. Okay, pag sinabi nating intense pruritus, what is pruritus? Usually, ang tawag natin dito is pruritus anay. Pruritus anay. Okay? Okay, this is intense, very intense itching. Okay? Or yung sobrang kating-kate na parang nanggigigil kang katihin talaga. Intense itching in the anal area. So that is your pruritus anay. Okay? And then we have your tenesmus as well. Okay? Okay. Tenesmus is the feeling na parang gusto mong pumunta sa CR lagi. Okay? Minsan because of urgency of urination, minsan because of urgency of defecation. Okay? Pero hindi ka naman talaga natatae or naiihi. Okay? So that is tenesmus. Yung parang gustong-gusto mo laging nagtitrip ka sa banyo. Pero gusto mong tumae pero hindi ka matae. Gusto mong umihi pero hindi ka maihi. Okay? This is caused by severe inflammation. Okay? Severe inflammation and it irritates the nerves involving defecation or urination urgency. Kaya nasa-stimulate yung tawag dito, na-stimulate yung senses mo or na-stimulate yung urge mo to go to the bathroom to urinate or to defecate. Okay? And then you have your rectal bleeding. Siyempre, because there might be fissures. There might be fissures or tawag dito, breaks in the rectal mucosa or in the anal mucosa that would cause a rectal bleeding. We also have your pharyngeal gonorrhea in the pharynx. Okay? Pag sinabi nating pharynx, kasama dyan yung oral cavity natin. Okay? You have your sore throat and then your lymphadenopathy. Minsan, there is also a green purulent discharge in your palate, in your soft and hard palate, and also your uvula. Okay? So those are signs and symptoms of your pharyngeal gonorrhea, which could be transmitted through oral sex with an infected individual. Okay? So ophthalmic gonorrhea would be your eyes. Okay, eyes. Okay, so you would see conjunctivitis with thick purulent discharge. Okay, conjunctivitis would be inflammation of the conjunctiva. Okay, and then it could also cause corneal ulcer or ulcers in the cornea. And then if untreated, it would cause blindness. So those are our systemic signs and symptoms of your gonorrhea. Okay. Medical management. So the medical management would be your ceftriaxone, 500 milligram single dose. Laging ito. Okay? So for example, meron mga kaibigan kayo, no? Hindi ko sinasabi. Pero ganito kasi, may mga kaibigan kayo, uy, meron akong tulo. Okay, tulo is gonorrhea sa mga hindi nakakaalam. Okay? Anong gagawin ko? Papabili ka ngayon, ceftriaxone, no? Isang vial, 500 milligrams. Pero kung gusto mong wala nang uulitin, 1 gram na para sigurado. Okay? Ceftriaxone, 1 gram IM single dose. Kapag magbibigay ka ng ceftriaxone, pag 500 milligram, masyadong malapot yan. So you have to dilute it in 2.5 milliliter syringes. Okay? Sa 500 milligram, dalawang syringe mo haluin yan. Okay? Ihahalo mo siya sa 5 ml water. Tapos, pag di-divide mo into 2 injections. Usually, sa right butt cheek at saka sa left butt cheek. Okay? Sa right, tawag dito, sa right butt at saka sa left butt. Okay. Ano ang complications niyan? Siyempre, hindi agad makakalakad yung pasyente mo. Okay, so you need to have the patient rest first before he attempt to walk again. Or else, madadapa yung pasyente mo. Mawawalan siya ng energy. Parang binugbog siya ng malala. Okay? So again, 1 gram if patient is more than 150 kilograms. Okay, kapag 1 gram, magdadilute ka ng 500 milligrams per 2.5 ml. Or you could divide it into 4. Okay? So, 4 na 2.5 ml. Okay? Magkakaibang area sa yung butt. But also, syempre sa gluteal area mo ng gluteus tawag dito, sa gluteal area na injectable. Okay? Pero, tapos guys, kapag magbibigay ka ng ceftriaxone IM, kailangan agad-agad meron ka ding doxycycline. Okay? You have to give the patient doxycycline 100 milligrams per orem twice a day for 7 days. Why? Because usually, co-infection si chlamydia and si gonorrhea. Okay? Hindi ka naman usually tawag dito, this is okay lang naman, safe naman si doxycycline. Kaya kailangan natin bigyan ng doxycycline agad para parehong address na si chlamydia and si gonorrhea. Okay? And then for ophthalmia neonatorum, meron kang ceftriaxone, 25 to 50 milligram kilogram per kilogram IV. Ibig sabihin, for example, 10 kilogram si baby, ilan ang bibigay mo? Kung 25 ang yung basis, 250 milligrams IV. Okay? So, max 100, 25 to 50 milligram per kilogram. 250 divided by 10. So, ilan yun? 25. Tama. 25 milligrams max at 125 milligrams. For disseminated infection, ibig sabihin, infection sa iba't ibang parts ng katawan, you give ceftriaxone 1 gram IV IM every 24 hours until improved, then switch to oral therapy of your ceftriaxone. Okay, so mas mahirap po kapag disseminated infection, kapag sa iba't ibang klaseng, iba't ibang parts ng body nagkaroon ng manifestation of your gonorrhea. Again, the first line of treatment would be ceftriaxone IM, 500 milligram single dose IV or IM. Okay? Chlamydia co-infection, yes, lagi nating binibigyan ng doxycycline yan kung hindi natin na-rule out si chlamydia with your gonorrhea. Okay. For your nursing interventions for your gonorrhea would be number 1 is administer medications. Okay? You provide ceftriaxone injection safely. Let us all remember that we have to remember the 10 rights of drug administration. Okay? We educate also the client on completing the doxycycline, lalo na kapag prescribe siya. So again, kapag meron tayong ceftriaxone injection, either 500 milligram IV for less than 150 kilogram patients, or up until 1 gram for more than 150 kilogram patients. We also give doxycycline per orem twice a day for 7 days, so that is 14 pieces. And they have to complete the doxycycline, or else they would develop drug resistance. Okay? Monitor also for allergic reactions, especially ang iyong ceftriaxone ay isang cephalosporin. Okay? A third generation cephalosporin. So you should know that you should be checking for allergic reactions. Tanong natin kung may allergic reaction siya sa antibiotics. Kasi kapag meron siyang allergic reaction to penicillin, more or less, you have to do your skin testing prior to administration of your ceftriaxone. Okay? And then your symptom relief, number 2. Okay, ano ang symptom relief natin? Especially kapag mga genital gonorrhea yan, we give your warm sitz bath. Okay? Especially if they experience genital or pelvic discomforts. So a warm sitz bath would be able to promote comfort for our patients. Okay. We also encourage fluid intake, increased fluid intake, and take analgesics, especially if prescribed and indicated by the physician. Medyo masakit talaga kasi. Education and prevention would also include your abstinence from sex 7 days after treatment or until both partners are treated. If you have a sexual partner, especially kapag close kayo or kayo lang dalawa talaga, okay, kahit na hindi na siya mag-diagnose or hindi na siya magpa-check up, pero usually dapat talaga nagpapa-check up, okay, mag-treat silang pareho. Okay, baka kasi may cross-infection between the two partners. Right? And then you also have to promote consistent use of condoms, especially. Okay? Because syempre contact ang kailangan nating i-prevent dyan. So condoms would be the most appropriate protection for us to tawag dito, for us to prevent gonorrhea. Okay? You discourage douching. Okay? Huwag kayong mag-douch. Pag sinabi nating douching, yung nagwa-wash kayo ng water ng matagal sa vagina. Okay? Because sa vagina also you're in your anal area. Why? Because it alters the vaginal flora. Okay? Nababawasan yung resident microflora natin sa ating mga areas na yan, therefore causing opportunistic infections or increases the prevalence of the infection from your gonorrhea. You discuss STI risk behavior and harm reduction in your patients and encourage screening lagi for HIV, syphilis, and your chlamydia. Okay. Next is your partner management. Pag sinabi natin partner management, how do you manage your sexual partner? So you notify your sexual partners. Sir, paano po kung 10 po yung sexual partners ko? Okay, sige, you notify all your sexual partners or your sexual contacts within the last 60 days prior to diagnosis. Okay, so lahat for 2 months, you have to notify lahat ng mga nakabembangan mo. Nakakatawa yung term na yun, no? Lahat ng mga nakabembangan mo, lahat na nagkaroon ka ng sexual contact within the last 60 days, you have to inform them and have them checked as well. Baka kasi meron na silang gonorrhea. Especially if females yan, which would be asymptomatic. Kapag asymptomatic ka and that female would also have multiple sexual partners, or for example, pa-walk yung nakuha mo, di ba? Eh di lahat na nun nagkakaroon na sila ng gonorrhea. So you have to always notify your partners and all sexual contacts within the last 60 days prior to diagnosis of your gonorrhea. Okay? You also encourage your partners for testing and treatment to prevent reinfection, and also you support DOH confidential partner tracing. Okay, so natitrace naman natin yan, although pwede nating sabihin na confidential and private naman ang information. Hindi naman yan i-post sa social media. Okay? Hindi naman tayo katulad ng mga, ano tawag doon, yung mga red strings, di ba? May mga ganun-ganon, no? Hindi ko masyadong nakita yung ano na yun, yung video na yun eh. Pero kinakwento yun sa faculty. So, alright, psychosocial support. We give psychosocial support by providing a non-stigmatizing confidential environment. Huwag tayong mandire sa mga pasyente kasi hindi ka naman mahahawa dyan kung hindi ka makipag-sex. Okay? Also, address feelings of embarrassment or fear. So, how do you address feelings of embarrassment? Okay? You always assure the patient that all information would be kept confidential and private, and it will not be shared to clients or other people who are not authorized by the patient itself. So meron kang self-determination, you also have to promote self-autonomy, and you have to also promote confidentiality and veracity, also faithfulness or faithfulness and loyalty to your patient. Okay, so you have to address psychosocial support by giving the client a non-stigmatizing confidential environment. Okay? All right, we go to your genital herpes. Okay? Herpes. Okay, so herpes, genital herpes is a chronic, recurrent, sexually transmitted infection. Okay, recurrent, ibig sabihin, pabalik-balik, chronic, pangmatagalan. Okay, it is characterized by painful vesicular ulcerations and periods of latency and reactivation. So, nagkakaroon siya ng latency or clinical manifestations, okay, tapos nawawala, and then reactivation kapag bumababa ang iyong immune system. Okay? So your genital herpes significantly affects your sexual health. Also, it affects your reproductive health and your psychosocial well-being as well. Okay? It is caused by the causative agent, herpes simplex virus. Okay, dalawang klase ang herpes viruses natin, which would be HSV2, which is the most common cause of genital disease. Okay? Most common cause of your genital warts or genital herpes. Okay? The HSV1 is traditional oral herpes yan, but increasing din siya because of your oral to genital contact. Okay? So mode of transmission would be sexual contact. Okay? Sexual contact, your vaginal, your anal, and your oral, okay, with an infected partner, but it could also be caused by skin-to-skin contact. Okay? Your skin-to-skin contact during symptomatic or asymptomatic viral shedding. Pag sinabi nating viral shedding, naglalabas tayo ng viruses. Intermittent naman ito. Also, it could be through perinatal vertical transmission during childbirth. Okay? And that would be a cause of your neonatal herpes. Okay? Which is a severe life-threatening condition. Okay? Okay, incubation period. Pag sinabi natin incubation period, 2 to 12 days after exposure. Okay, incubation period is 2 to 3 day. Incubation period is 2 to 12 days. Okay? Ang average, with an average of 4 days after exposure, yung tayo nalilitawan or nakikitaan ng signs and symptoms. Okay. So we have your genital herpes ng primary herpetic infection. Okay? Your first episode of your genital herpes. Okay? Lesions, usually a clump or a cluster of painful vesicles, especially in the genitalia. Okay? Which is very, 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 very painful. Okay? Kasi kapag nag-rupture yan, masakit na masakit yan. Okay? Ulcers, it lasts for 2 to 3 weeks. Matagal ang ulcer. Tapos kapag nag-rupture yan, masakit na naman. Okay? Also, severe pain and burning and tingling during your urination and dysuria. Okay, kahit na pala hindi ka umiihi, you would feel the severe tingling and severe pain or burning sensation in your genitals. Okay, dysuria, syempre, masakit na ang pag-ihi mo. And tender inguinal lymphadenopathy. You have your inguinal lymphadenopathy. You can palpate it sa mga singit-singit ninyo. Okay? Okay, in women, okay, less common would be your vulva, vagina, and your cervix. Okay? Pwede rin yung perineum and pwede rin yung sa thighs. Okay? Kapag naman sa lalaki, you could see genital herpes or the vesicles, okay, or the lesions or ulcerations in your glans penis or the head of the penis, the shaft of the penis or yung katawan, and the scrotum area, also the perineal area. So sa glans, sa mga lalaki, pag nakita mo, buong-buo yan. Okay, usually meron sa bawat part ng penis, shaft, scrotum, and your perineum. Okay? Okay. Genital herpes is capable of latency in neurons, hence recurrent infection occurs. Because once makontrol natin yung genital herpes or HSV2 or HSV1, okay, it would lie dormant in your nerves. It would lie dormant, it would stay there, it would not cause any diseases. It would not cause herpes simplex, or it would not cause genital herpes or oral herpes anymore. But in cases of immunosuppression or immunocomplications, they would be reactivated. Okay? And when it's reactivated, less severe and shorter duration naman siya. Okay? So hindi katulad ng varicella natin na kapag reactivated, mas masakit. That would be your shingles. This time for your HSV, when it is reactivated or there is recurrent infection, there might be less severe or a shorter duration of your infection. Okay, we also have your newborn herpes. Okay, so it would also be transmitted from mother to child through childbirth delivery via your vaginal canal. Okay. Right, diagnosis. Okay, when we say diagnosis, first we have to check the clinical assessment. Okay, before the lab diagnosis. Your clinical assessment would include the presence of vesicles or your ulcers. Okay, vesicular presence or vesicles and your ulcerations. Okay, and also we can note for recurrent episodes. Okay, baka naman paulit-ulit na, of course, syempre that is indicative already of your herpes simplex virus infection or your genital and oral herpes. For your laboratory diagnosis, we use your Zank smear, which shows inclusion bodies called your Cowdrey type A. So ito po sila. Okay? May mga inclusion sila sa iyong mga smears. Okay, anong smear to? Yung fluids mo. Okay, in your vaginal or your seminal fluids. Okay, your treatment drug of choice would be acyclovir. Never ever give penicillin, never give ampicillin. Okay, tandaan natin. Walang ampicillin, walang penicillin because it could cause further rashes. Okay, again, bakit? Kasi virus po ang tinitreat natin, hindi bacteria. Okay, so for the drug of choice again would be acyclovir. It does not prevent reoccurrence but it reduces the viral load. Okay? At kapag na-control mo na, again, magsasettle sila sa yung mga neural ganglia, okay, or your neurons. Okay. Your prevention would be your safe sex. Okay? Wala pang vaccination against genital herpes, so you have to have safe sex. Okay? Paano yan, sir? Paano ko malalaman kung may kung mahawa ba ako? Okay, usually kasi hindi naman sexual contact yan, di ba? Well, you always have to have protected sex. Okay? Number one, you have protected sex. Number two, know your partners. Kilalanin nyo sila in depth. Huwag lang yung nakilala nyo sa Facebook tapos nagyayaan na kayo. Huwag ganon. Okay? So you have to know who your partners are, if they are safe, if they are clean. Okay? And then, pero sabi natin, what is the most effective? Okay, kapag sinabi mo, ito board exam question, no? What is the most effective method for preventing sexually transmitted infections? What is the answer? What is the most effective prevention method, okay, for sexually transmitted infections? The answer would be abstinence or absence of sexual activity. Okay? Pag sinabi natin, abstinence, ibig sabihin, hindi ka nakikipag-sex kahit kanino. So that would be the most safest and most effective way to prevent instances and occurrences of sexually transmitted infections. Okay? All right, syphilis. Syphilis. Okay, so syphilis. Pag sinabi nating Pag sinabi nating syphilis, usually, ang tawag natin dito prior to the term syphilis is the great imitator. Kasi maraming mga diseases ang ginagaya niya ng signs and symptoms or manifestation. Okay? It is a chronic sexually transmitted infection. Okay? So it is an STI that is characterized by distinct clinical stages. So meron tayong clinical stages of your syphilis and it is caused by your microorganism Treponema pallidum. Okay. Again, it is called as a great imitator because its manifestation can resemble other diseases, making recognition very hard and important for nurses and physicians. Kapag hindi natin nagamot itong syphilis na to, it could progress over the years. Okay? It would involve multiple organs and it would lead to severe complications such as in your neurologic, cardiovascular, also congenital complications of your babies or infants. Okay? So we have your causative agent, which is your Treponema pallidum.
Mga lalaki. Fever ba yun, ma'am?
Okay, class, be mindful of your microphones. Okay? All right. So again, the causative agent would be Treponema pallidum. Okay, Treponema pallidum is a thin, tightly coiled shaped spirosheet with regular coils. Okay, however, Treponema pallidum cannot survive long outside the human host. So kailangan meron siyang human host palagi. However, it is highly infectious during your early stages. Okay? Also, the mode of transmission for your syphilis would be direct sexual contact with infectious lesions, your canker or mucus patches or irritations and rashes in the patient. So kapag meron kang contact doon. Also, transplacental transmission, which would be the cause of your congenital syphilis. This would be transplacental. Okay. And then you also can be exposed and transmitted syphilis due to blood transfusion by exposure to infected blood. Although this might be rare, this is rare because of your blood screening already. Okay. Also, again, contact with open lesions in the skin or in your mucosa. Okay, let us discuss. Hi. Okay. The incubation of your syphilis is 10 to 90 days. Okay, dito natin ilagay. 10 to 90 days ang ating incubation period. Right? So the average for this one would be 21 days. Averagely and most commonly after 21 days of upon sexual contact or upon contact with an open mucus or open secretions or transplacental transmission, you would demonstrate and manifest clinical manifestations after 21 days. Okay? So we have our stages. Sabi nga natin, it is a set of syphilis is a set of stages. Okay? So primary syphilis would hallmark would be your canker. Okay? Your canker source. Yun ang sinasabi natin. Okay? There is a painless, indurated cancer or ulcer, canker or ulcer. Usually it's single and it's highly infectious during this stage. Okay? It might appear at your genitalia, at your anus, mouth, or the site of inoculation, and you might be experiencing regional lymphadenopathy. Okay? However, it heals spontaneously within 3 to 6 weeks, even without treatment. Okay? It heals. Ano ba yung nag-heal? Yung mga canker na yan, itong mga to. Nawawala sila after 3 to 6 weeks. However, it is not an indication that you are free from syphilis. Okay? The disease persists like silently. Kung hindi ka nag-treat, kung hindi ka nagpagamot, okay, you might progress to the secondary stage of your syphilis. Okay? And what is the secondary stage of your syphilis? That would be your secondary syphilis. Okay. Your secondary syphilis occurs 6 weeks to 6 months after the primary stage. Okay. And its primary features includes your generalized skin rashes, especially on your palms and soles of the feet. Okay. Condyloma lata is a flat, moist, wart-like lesion. Okay. Flat, moist, wart-like lesion. Para siyang genital warts or warts, pero mas flat lang sila kesa doon. Okay. Also, you would see mucus patches in your mouth, in your pharynx. You would experience fever and malaise or your constitutional symptoms. You would have lymphadenopathy. Okay, namamaga po or napapalpitate mo ang inyong mga lymph nodes. And then you would have patchy hair loss, which is characteristic of a moth-eaten alopecia. This one. Okay? So, kung alopecia mo ganyan, patches, patche-patche, moth-eaten alopecia, that is a sign that you are in the secondary stage of your syphilis. Okay. Again, symptoms may resolve even without treatment. However, it enters the next stage, which is the latent stage. Okay. So the latent stage of your syphilis, ibig sabihin, wala kang symptoms dito. There are no symptoms but serology remains positive. Positive ka pa rin for syphilis. Okay? And transmission to fetus can still occur kasi transplacental po yan. Right? So you have your early latent, less than 1 year, or early latent, and late latent, more than 1 year. Kapag more than 1 year ka nang walang manifestations or clinical signs and symptoms pero positive pa rin ang serology mo sa virus, you are a late latent syphilis stage. Kapag nasa early latent ka, less than 1 year, tapos nag-appear na agad yung signs and symptoms mo. You would be progressing to the next symptom, which is the tertiary syphilis, after years or even decades. Okay. So tertiary syphilis may appear years to decades after the initial infection if untreated. Okay, if untreated. Okay. The manifestations would be gamas. Ito, parang gamas. Alam mo yung parang naaagnas. Okay? Parang naaagnas yung balat mo. Those are your gomas. These are soft, destructive granulomas on the skin, on your bones, and in your organs. We usually see gamas in our mouth, in our throat. Okay, so those are destructive lesions or destructive granulomas. Okay, there is also what we call your cardiovascular syphilis, which is a complication of a tertiary syphilis. Okay, you would have your aortitis, okay, inflammation of your aorta, aortic aneurysm, and your aortic valve insufficiency. Again, because of the development of your gomas here. Okay? Hindi lang po sa skin nagde-develop si goma, but nade-develop mo din yung goma sa iba't ibang parts ng iyong katawan. Okay, you would also have neurosyphilis. We have your tabes dorsalis or the degeneration of your dorsal columns of your brain. Okay, generalized paresis. Okay, weaknesses or paresthesia. Ataxia kapag hindi ka masyadong makagalaw ng mabuti. Okay, Argyll-Robertson pupil. Okay, you would demonstrate Argyll-Robertson pupil which could accommodate light but does not react. Ibig sabihin, meron kang accommodation. Okay, however, hindi reactive yung yung pupils mo. Okay? Sir, paano po natin malalaman nasisilaw ka? Okay? Nasisilaw ka pero hindi nag-constrict yung pupils mo. Right? Kasi usually pag nasisilaw ka, there is a large amount of light entering your eyes. The reaction of your pupil would be to constrict, okay, for it to focus on, at saka parang hindi na masyadong masilaw yung mata mo. Okay? However, in a Argyll-Robertson pupil, nasisilaw ka pero hindi nagko-constrict yung pupils mo. Okay? You would also have your dementia and psychosis as neurosyphilis complications. Okay, then we also have your congenital syphilis. Okay, congenital syphilis transmission occurs transplacentally, okay, primarily after the 4th month of the pregnancy. So you have your early congenital features, we have your snuffles or your profuse nasal discharge. Okay, madami po ang tawag dito, madami po ang sinisipon mo. Okay, you would also have rashes and hepatosplenomegaly. You have your osteochondritis, your jaundice, and your failure to thrive or death during death of your neonate or your newborn. Okay? Okay. So meron tayong late congenital features which we call your Hutchinson's triad. So your Hutchinson's triad composes of 3 signs and symptoms, which your first would be your Hutchinson teeth or your notched incisors. Tignan niyo yung teeth niya. May notches, di ba? Okay, hindi siya level. Okay? Interstitial keratitis that would lead to blindness and your deafness. So again, congenital features of your syphilis would be your Hutchinson teeth, your interstitial keratitis or your blindness and your deafness. Okay? We also have your saddle nose deformity and your saber sheaths. Your saddle nose deformity is tawag dito dahil nagkakaroon na ng gamma formation sa inyong mga septum. Okay? Kaya natutunaw or nawawala po yung septum, which is the vessel or the skin or the bone that separates the left nostril from the right nostril. Kapag nawala yan, nagkakaroon ka ng saddle nose deformity. Okay? And also your saber shins. Right. So the treatment for syphilis would be drug of choice is your penicillin. Okay, IV or IM. Okay, and this is calculated by 250 to 500 milligram. Okay. Then also tawag dito, PenG usually dito. Okay? And then you have your alternative drug. Kapag allergic ka sa penicillin, you would have your tetracycline or your doxycycline as the alternative drug for your treatment. Okay, again, the drug of choice is penicillin. Pero kapag allergic ka sa penicillin, you would have an alternative drug which would be the tetracycline or doxycycline. Okay. Okay, prevention for syphilis, there is no vaccination yet. Okay, so yung mga gustong magkaroon ng vaccine, mag-develop na kayo. Okay, para makatulong naman kayo sa humanity, hindi kayo pabigat sa mundo. Okay, you have your safe sex, of course, and treat sexual partners as well. Kasi kapag ikaw lang pala ang na-treat, pero yung partner mo meron palang syphilis, paulit-ulit ka na lang nagkakaroon ng syphilis. And let us remember na medyo mahirap po talagang gamutin si syphilis. Okay? Okay, chlamydia. Here we go to your chlamydia. This is the last topic for today. Okay, chlamydia is a commonly sexually transmitted infection that is caused by your bacteria. Okay, it causes inflammation of the urethra or non-gonococcal urethritis, and it's usually asymptomatic and affecting males and females. Okay, in female, PID is a possible sequelae, or kapag sinabi nating sequelae, there is a secondary manifestation of the disease. Okay. So epidemiological studies, sabi dito, almost 2/3 of new chlamydia infections occur among youth aged 15 to 24 years, and it is estimated that in 1 in 20 sexually active young men aged 14 to 24 years old has chlamydia. Again, hindi natin usually nadadiagnose si chlamydia. Bakit po? Kasi it is usually asymptomatic. Okay. Therefore, kapag merong STI si patient na symptomatic, we already assume that meron siyang positive for chlamydia trachomatis. Nakukuha. For example, may gonorrhea ang ating pasyente. We treat the patient as well for chlamydia and not only for gonorrhea. Kapag may HIV infection siya na sexually transmitted, we also treat for chlamydia. Okay, kapag meron siyang genital herpes or genital warts, we also give doxycycline to treat for chlamydia. So that would be the management for your chlamydia trachomatis. No? Chlamydia trachomatis is the causative agent of chlamydia, and it adheres to the mucosa of the fallopian tube. Okay. So in men, you have your penile discharge, okay, burning and painful urination, and testicular swelling or your orchitis. Okay. In female, you have your vaginal discharge, again, also painful and burning urination, and bleeding between period or your intermenstrual bleeding. Okay? So, yun lang naman ang ating signs and symptoms of chlamydia. Discharge, burning and painful urination, and testicular swelling. Again, for women, the same. Anong nakikita natin dito? These are mimicking also the signs and symptoms of other sexually transmitted infections. Diba? Kaya hindi ka nakakapag-diagnose ng mabuti kay chlamydia because these are also the signs and symptoms of gonorrhea, the signs and symptoms of chlamydia, of your genital warts or genital herpes, okay, of your syphilis, right? So when you treat one sexually transmitted infection, you also try to treat chlamydia as well, kahit na hindi pa siya diagnosed or kapag hindi pa siya ruled out. Okay? Okay, common causative agents for chlamydia. Okay, the causative organism would be your Chlamydia trachomatis. Okay, your most common mode of transmission would be direct contact or your sexually transmitted diseases or vertical transmission from mothers via the placenta. Okay, tandaan natin kapag vertical transmission, mothers via the placenta or via the breast milk. Okay? Virulence factor, mataas po ang virulence niyan. Okay? It avoids immune system and cytokines release, unusual cell wall preventing phagolysosome fusion. So, kaya niyang iwasan ang mga phagolysosomes or mga phagocytes natin. Kaya din niyang iwasan ang humoral immunity natin. Okay? For the culture and diagnosis, we have your PCR, okay, or your ELISA, which could be followed by culture. Kapag positive sila for PCR and positive for ELISA, okay, it can be followed by culture. Bakit? Kasi baka naman kasi itong ELISA, it could also mimic other infections. So kapag sinabi natin culture, this is your confirmatory diagnosis. Okay? Mako-confirm lang natin na chlamydia pala yan kapag meron na tayong culture of your chlamydia trachomatis. Okay, prevention is avoid contact and condom use. Again, ano ang pinaka-effective? Your abstinence. Laging tatandaan kasi lumalabas po ito lagi sa board exam. Okay. Treatment. Azithromycin, doxycycline, and follow-up to check for infection. So we give usually doxycycline for patients, again, BID per ORM, for 7 days. Okay? And distinctive picture, more commonly asymptomatic than gonorrhea. Kaya hindi natin usually na-diagnose na meron tayong chlamydia because it is more often than not asymptomatic and does not cause clinical signs and symptoms. Okay. What is the effect on the fetus? Through vertical transmission, high infections, and also pneumonia. All right, so that concludes the second module of our day today. Medyo mahaba-haba ang araw natin ngayon. Okay. So, all right. Ito na to.